Yo, this is Professor Gantzplayerdante. I'm going to be talking about Horde mode from the survivor perspective.
A week ago I was having lunch with
So,
my partner, and now everything's all messed
I
up.
thought about how I could film this to kind of explain how it would be, and then I realized that tutorial would be the best option to really showcase what Horde mode could be like on the survivor side. So, we're going to have to walk and go through the tutorial for a little bit until we get to the point where I think is the best example of how Horde mode is going to be like if they ever implemented it. I know the game is done, but yeah, even the tutorial shows that it had so much potential.
Listen closely. This is Professor Raymond Noby, Department of Ancient History.
We'll go from here first.
I know now that nothing
I'll
can
talk about this first.
unleashed, but I believe I can stop it.
You'll have starting weapons that you could pick up in the beginning. And obviously shemps like this.
To gather the pieces of a map that you'll find nearby. The map will reveal the location of the
this Horde mode will be 1 to 4 players. Now, you will be able to face off against a demon player in this mode. So you have a starting area here where you get all your supplies, right? And then you work your way to the location you're going to hold. All the time while the demon could be spawning stuff on you on your way there.
We're gonna send you all back.
So the reason you'd be doing these kills like this instead of running past them, it's for points. And you will get as many points as you possibly can. And I'm going to explain what those points will do later on. So finishers will grant you more points, and headshot kills would grant you more points as well. So that's why I'm doing finishers there. And obviously there wouldn't be these 2 locations, it'd just be 1 location with starting weapons.
If it shoots, I can use it.
So, yeah, let's start with this here. Do this, and then there we go. Now, I'm just gonna drive to the location because I want to really showcase what I'm talking about. I probably shouldn't kill these units just so they could spawn them in here. So this would be the location you have to hold down. Cram Greenberg. See how it's significantly reduced instead of like the big map? So we'll collect these map pieces here. There's a revolver right there, but we're not going to use that. So you have 4 chests here, right? Okay, let me kill this unit that's right there. Oops. Sorry, I didn't get that shot there. That's embarrassing. So, the way it works, in my opinion, is that these 4 chests will be here, right in the location that you're going to be trying to survive in Horde mode. And these chests are going to cost points, right? Now, pink Fs will still be a thing, right? So it'll be important to continue to open these chests and
kind of takes the edge off.
Use the pink Fs to level up. And I think this is perfect because at some point, your pink Fs are not going to be able to really carry you through the game. So once these are opened, they'll close back up.
If I'm still
That
alive,
way other people can buy this. And the weapon that comes out will be completely random. So that all of these will be shut, and then you continue to use points to open these up. Now, as you saw earlier, the units were dropping ammo. I think this should still be a thing and have possibility of dropping shemps. And I believe Ed as a hunter would help drop more shemps and ammo. So in this way you could kind of like not waste points on buying ammo and shemps and amulets.
Your group now holds the final piece of the map. The lost pages of the Necronomicon and
There we go.
Kandarian dagger are within reach. My plan will
So-
only succeed with these items.
So this will be the whole area. This whole area of Camp Greenberg. And the demon can summon things, right? And then they could summon totems, right? And hide the totems or have it in plain sight. These totems would have a lot of health and survivors would have to deal with them. But basically, you would have only this area to hold. And then there'd be like a location, like somewhere like on this, on like a car here or something on a table over here. And you would have the option to buy a shemp with your points, an amulet, or your ammo type that you're using. And so you could just keep going back and forth, right? So you can just start off with the option to buy a weapon right away, you know, if you don't have a good starting weapon, or buy the blue, you know, a blue lumberjack axe might be very good for Scotty. I think Scotty would be a wonderful, actually very powerful in Horde mode. But like I said, everything that comes out of here is going to be random. So you're not guaranteed that lumberjack axe. So you might want to just save for the legendary. So it's kind of like, you know, you want to think on what you want to buy with your points. This way supports are still needed because, you know, if you just have a full team of damage players, you're going to be running out of ammo, you're going to be running out of shemps and amulets. And yes, a player could buy a shemp, right? And then drop it to one of his teammates. I think that should still be a thing. So that way you can be dropping shemps to your support as well. And it could be some interesting team comps. Now in tutorial mode, if you don't know, it uses a specific build. It doesn't use the build that you created. So as you see, I can only do 3 dodges. I am fully spec'd into stamina, so I should be doing at least 5 dodges with max stamina. So this is for every character. So in Horde mode, you'll be able to really utilize your builds right here. And in this way, I think it could really help you perfect your builds as well. But the only way you could really level up, I think, should still be on the online version. So that way you can take those characters and bring it to Horde mode and do testing and stuff like that. I think Horde mode would be more of a learning area for new survivors and new demon players. And then from there, they can do the competitive mode, which is the online version, where they can start leveling up their characters as well. And that way, I think there should also be leaderboards in Horde mode. So you could see like what team lasted the longest, has the most Deadeye kills. I think there should be boss summons. You know, think about that. Kandar the Destroyer, and you have to like... he's like this huge, and you have to just like shoot him in the face up there. And he's doing these huge swings where you have to dodge. Just to avoid his damage, or he'll 2-hit you. And he does huge area of effect damage. Like, that would be so awesome. Kandar the Destroyer was the demon at the very end of Ash vs. Evil Dead, where Ash Williams shot the Kandarian dagger with a tank into him, killing him. So, I think it has, like... This is like the perfect example of how it would be. You just have like this small area you had to defend. You had things you could buy with points, right? And you can even have like a store here where you could like buy a specific weapon. But if you buy the specific weapon, right? It would cost more points, and you could probably buy upgrades for the weapon. Right, because what ends up going to happen as time goes on, the units that are being spawned are going to have more health, they're going to be doing more damage, and they're going to have more defense. So it's going to be harder to kill them. So you're going to need to get those legendary weapons. You're going to need to upgrade your weapons. And I think that would have been a perfect way. And for those of you who think that this sounds like Call of Duty Zombies, You're kind of correct. I do enjoy Call of Duty Zombies, but I think this is like a perfect example of like how it could be. Because in Call of Duty Zombies, you don't control the zombie. Like, there's not a player that controls zombies. And there's no way to buff up the zombies' damage. Like, think about that. Like, oh, so you, as a demon, you can have Necronomicon buff. So you place a Necronomicon buff in a place where it's guarded. So you, like, there's a building somewhere. You put the Necronomicon over here, in here. And what ends up happening is it has a radius. And every unit that is killed, it comes back. Like, is resurrected. So survivors are going to have to come in and destroy the Necronomicon. But as they're coming in here, there are proxy portals and, traps that you run into, so then you get scared and you have to fight your way through to try and destroy what it is that's powering up the units. And that's just not it. It could be something else too as well. Oh, I had no idea that more units spawn the longer you wait. So there'll be other different totems that you can use as demon to power up your units. And survivors can destroy them. But it's going to take a lot of effort to destroy these totems. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process on how Horde mode would work for Survivor. And I feel like tutorial is like the perfect place to really showcase what it could be, Horde mode could have been. So yeah, thank you for watching the video.